and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and it is time to get ready for June Whip and Waffle. So for June Whip and Waffle, I take a painting, I divide it into 30 sections, and I do a section a day, chatting along with you guys, reading out the comments, starting off from previous Whip and Waffles, but then carrying on throughout the whole month of June, and we chat about whatever we chat about. So lots of different things. So I had in my head that I was going to do this painting from Diamond Art Club. This is called Artist's Room. It is absolutely stunning. My decision wheel has not picked it yet. And in preparation for this video, like, I don't do huge preparation, but I did grab some of our number cover paper so that I can divide it up into the 30 days and figure out what size cover paper I'd need. It is determined that the size of cover paper that we have or we sell, which is 7.5 by 10 centimetres, 30 of them don't quite cover the full painting. Oops. So this is a big one. When I did get it out and saw the size, which is 42.6 centimetres by 52.7 centimetres, I did realise that this was going to be a big one. Now it is a round, and I do think I'm going to multi-place a little bit more on this one, which will make the daily waffles more manageable for me. So I think that will help. I'm still going to do it because I think I've got my heart set on doing this one. Or at least I know I've got my heart set on this one because I'm finding ways to make it work rather than ditching it and picking up another one. So I am going to do this one. This is my Mrs. Butter D, as say, from Diamond Art Club. So I will pop a link down below. But what I'm going to do is I am still going to divide it up by 30. The strip is like about that big. The strip that is too much once all the cover paper is on. So yeah, I'm going to put the cover paper on for each section, and then whenever I get to that sort of bottom row one, we'll just do a bit more. We'll just do a little bit more that day. I am going to really play with my multi-placer. I was gifted a 4-placer, which is as high as I go. Considering I've been diamond painting for years, I'm not an avid multi-placer, but I can manage a 4. So Kim very, very kindly sent me a couple of Diamond Art Club's 4-placers. So I'm going to 4-place in, you know, some of these big areas, which will make the Whip and Waffle sort of a manageable size for me, considering I'm doing it every day. I'm also going to kit up now. I'm going to prep the painting because it's already out, and then I'm going to kit up the diamonds, but I am going to kit them up in a case with stickers with the DMC number on, or the Diamond Art Club code, and I'm going to save these because I'm going to use my tray storage, which if I just grab one, oh, if I can get it off the shelf, this is one that just primarily holds my AMZ trays. So these are ones that I only have in the AMZ, not AMZ and Zesty, though there is a couple of those at the bottom. My tray storage on my wall above my drafting table houses all the sort of matching sets. So I'm going to pull all the AMZ trays off them, and I'm going to put these stickers on the trays. And I'm going to work from the trays, which will also help with the time. While I am not against, in any way, shape or form, doing a long Whip and Waffle, Let me just pop that back. And I often do very long whip and waffles, good couple of hours and things like that. I don't have that time every single day throughout the month. So this is a way to make the whip and waffles a time, you know, that I have to do it, basically. So what I've got is I've got our numbered cover paper. I did decide to go for the black and white option. There are two different options. There is black and white and rainbow. I've decided to go for the black and white because the painting's so colourful. I think it will help it pop as we work on day by day. I have shuffled them up a bit like a deck of cards, and then I did flick through and check that I didn't have any numbers that were sort of next to each other in this pile. So just to make sure that they were really well shuffled. So let's put my cover paper on. So I've decided to leave the bigger strip at the bottom because the bottom can be potentially a little bit easier to work on. So when I'm working on a bigger strip, I'd rather work on the bottom. But I've figured out if you're doing the same painting as me, you can get a little bit of overlap, and if you put your cover papers that way up with your little bit of overlap, then you get 6 across this way. If you do it the other way, you get 5 across, but then to actually, you get a bigger overlap on them. But you get 5 across, and then it's like 8 up. So if there was 40 days in June, we'd be good. But there's not. So we're working with, hang on, this is what I want to do. I was concentrating so much on getting them lined up over the top. Now, I am going to have to reshuffle cover papers about each time that I do it, because I'm not doing it in order. I am doing it mixed up. But I do want to try and get these lines across quite straight as I go, and then I'll just have to mess with a couple of the other sides, depending on which piece of cover paper is first. So this at the top here is actually going to be down as the last piece that we do, because that's day 30. I have also brought in with me a highlighter. What I was thinking was I am going to see, I'm just trying to make sure I've got a nice overlap before I then pick a nice line up on here. If I find that I'm struggling to see which numbers, because of course there's lots of numbers on these cover paper sheets, then I would highlight one of them to be my standout number. That was my thought. I can actually get away with a little bit more of an overlap. So some sections may end up being ever so slightly bigger than others. And that will just depend on which day gets picked. But we're only talking, you know, a row of diamonds difference. So it won't make much difference in the grand scheme of things. What will make more difference is when it uses more colours and it's a busier piece of the painting. So I'm getting my closest line. I don't want as much overlap top wise. I have a little bit more room for overlap going across because, as I say, this painting is actually bigger. I thought that was 33 then. I was like, why have I got 33 sheets in here? No, it's number 3. It's late. It's late. It's late as I'm doing this because I'm an eager beaver and I really, really want to have this. Make sure that this video is done and prepped so that I can tell you guys all about it and when it's coming so you can kit up with me, and I wouldn't want life to get in the way and stop me doing it. So yeah, bit of an eager beaver to make sure that this is done. I don't think I've seen number 1 yet. Nope. Or have I? No, that's number 10. So yeah, we'll get all of these lined up, and if I take off this bottom part, and you can see now sort of how much extra I have because I've decided to go for a big painting. This much. So this is the strip across the bottom. That is just that bit too much for my cover paper sizing. I mean, one very big benefit is I am not cutting my cover paper down, which I was willing to do. So I'm not going to be cutting the cover paper down to smaller size. Oh, no, that's number 11. Oh, number 1 is already done. It's here. I obviously wasn't looking. Yeah, so the benefit is I don't need to cut my cover paper down to size because I actually don't want it any smaller. But it does mean, I say, we're going to have an extra strip on these days here. I have got the 6 and the 9 do look very, very similar. They are different, but they do look similar. So that one is actually, I think, the number 6. And this, oh no, this one's the 6. That one's the 9. But anyway, I'm not fussed. Whichever one I see first will be the 6 or the 9. But I do want a cover paper to cover this bottom strip. So I'm going to go with a black and white one, I think. I'm just wondering which black and white one. Because these are still available as this month's launch. So I'm trying to think which one will go nicely with it. This is where I get fussy. And I obviously didn't think this far. Okay, I think that one's too pale. I want one that's got a similar sort of vibe to this number. And actually, I think it might be Swirl. Or it is in my brain. So I'm going to go with Swirl. And I'm just going to add a few sheets. You could use this to do it as sort of, you know, add your bit of colour. I am going the opposite direction with this because I will just reshuffle them according to the numbers. So what we'll do on the 1st of June, I'm going to peel up number 1. I am then going to sort of reshuffle these sides just to make it, you know, sort of a decent cover paper size. Make sure my edges across this top part are straight. I know that one is, but I want to make sure that this one is as well. And we can actually do number 1 while kitting up. But just make sure I'm across a nice straight edge, which actually means I need to move 12 over. And most of the time I do this sort of pre-video. Just make sure that things are sort of straight and lined up before I uncover or start working on my section. But yeah, that will be section number 1, and we will do that on the 1st of June, which is a Saturday, and I've just put it back over. It is pretty much a full square, that one. So yeah, come the 1st of June, we will do that section, and then we will move on to section number 2, and we will keep going. And by the end of June, this painting will be completed. Yay. So my painting's ready. I will hang that up until the 1st of June, but I need to get my diamonds ready when my camera focuses. Doesn't like white tables. So I'm going to use this case because it's the last colourful case I have, and it's a colourful painting. I am going to keep this Sharpie in the house. I don't think I'm actually going to have a problem just looking for the number 1, 2, etc. But if I do find that I'm struggling to see, you know, which piece of cover paper is which number, because they are fairly busy. With the rainbow cover paper, they are different colours, so they will stand out a little bit more because of the colour. But I really like the idea of the painting popping through the black and white. But I like the rainbow cover paper for seeing the numbers a bit better. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I decided I will take the picture popping behind the cover paper a bit more. But if I struggle, I'll keep the Sharpie handy, put it up in my toolkit because I pulled that out the office. But if I throw it up there, then it will be about for June Waffle. So for kitting up, I'm going to use my circle stickers with nice drawings on the background, you know, when you need a piece of paper. And I am just going to write I'm just going to stick with either the Diamond Art Club code, which is 122 and 128 for the ABs, or the DMC code. So 141 is also 1. And I'm just going to write those codes because I will only need the bottles when I need to fill up my trays. So I'll need them quite a bit at the beginning, but these numbers will also, of course, be on my trays. 353, 355, 552. I've decided not to pick a particular colour to work on this. I am just going to use up these stickers as I go through. I do have a fresh sheet, and normally when I'm using the pots, oh, I've done 404 twice. No, I don't like that. Okay, concentrate. Usually when I am kitting up a painting that I am going to be using the diamonds straight out of the pots and tipping them in one tray, then I very much like to have them the same colour. Nice and matching, everything looking pretty. However, I am not going to be looking at these all the time. I am going to only be looking at these to fill ones up. And therefore, I don't mind them being a bit more mismatch. I get more of a benefit from my sticker sheet being a bit straighter. I am going to need to use 2 tray storage racks for this kitting up, which did make me initially think, do I not? Do I just use a different tray per day? But I am going to use my tray storage because I am always going to be working on it on this desk. So the tray storage can say set up on this desk and doesn't need to be removed because it is the only videos I'm filming throughout June. Any unboxings that I have will be filmed before I start. So I only need my tray storage out when I'm doing this. I'm going to be doing it every day. And I want to save that little bit of time so that I can do the big painting. So I'm going to set up 2 tray storage racks. I have enough trays to fill 2. Some may be zesty trays, looking at this, looking at what I've got. Some might be zesty. Actually, no, maybe not. Because I don't think I've fully filled 2 racks, so we'll see. Some of them may need to be zesty trays, which is fine. I don't mind working with zesty trays. I actually work with both. but I'm all about being able to have a decent amount of diamonds in them to save me having to fill up as often. 3857, 3858 and 3865. Oh, very nearly. If I'd have mucked up twice more, in fact I probably have got 2 that are messed up. Could have used this sheet of stickers up. Oh well. We'll have a look if we've got any that I'm not liking the look of, but it seems like it's a waste to just use 2 stickers for the sake of it. But let's get these all labelled up and ready. I will do my tray storage just before. I'll show you what I'm going to do on the trays, but the actual setup of it I will do just before I start filming June Waffle, because my desk is being used in the next couple of weeks for filming. My daughter has only just reorganised and made pretty all of my trays, and I am about to trash it on her. I might have to take a picture. I might do that, take a picture before I move everything so that when I'm done I can put it all back. She really likes putting things into rainbow order and making things nice and pretty, especially if it involves rainbow order. So she sorted all my trays out for me the other week and got them all looking absolutely stunning. So if you watch my my tour, actually, you will be able to see my tray storage that is up on my wall that holds my matching sets of trays. That's what she started with, and she made that all nice for me, but you'll be able to see that on my drafting table setup video that is due this next week. So if you have a look there, you'll be able to see the pretty storage and how it all looks. And then my other 2, because I do have 4, my other 2 tray storage are going to be the ones that I'm going to pull apart so that I can have them possibly partly on my desk, possibly on the bookcase to the left of me. But these stickers, so the plan is, what I will do is I will get one of my Add More Zest trays. They will be all different colours. And I will take the sticker that has the full colourful symbol and just pop it there on the tray. And when that is in my storage, I will just be able to look at that and grab it. And when it runs out, that's when I'll grab a bottle. So hopefully that will make sense to everybody. So all my diamonds will be already in my tray. And provided I don't knock anything off, which is the reason I only tend to do this during a month-long waffle, because I don't need the desk for anything else. I'm just seeing if I can take that off until I get all my trays lined up, because if she's back from uni, I might get her to put all of the big ones in rainbow order for me. But anyway, I will show you on day 1 of June Waffle my sort of setup, and then I will only start adding diamonds to it as I'm doing the painting. That's the way I think I'll do it, because otherwise I'm going to spend ages pulling all the diamonds and tipping a section of each in, and that's just a waste of time. I may as well do that in the waffle, and the first time I start a colour I tip some in. So the first couple of days I'll be adding colours to my tray, probably a lot more often than we will later on. Okay, diamonds time. Let's get diamonds in pots. So if we start from here, okay, I forgot, they do it in order of sort of quantity with Diamond Art Club. Oh, I need my no lines tray, my try not to make a mess tray. So So the first one that I've pulled on my strip is actually 122. Ooh. See, that's why I keep the tray there, because it's got no lines in it, so I can just tap it down. Also perfect for any like special diamond paintings. You know, you can get the ones with the really fat chunky diamonds that you tend to use tweezers for and things like that. No lines tray is perfect for that, but I primarily use it for kitting up, to basically catch any diamonds when I make a mess, because it's bound to happen. See, like I've cut the hole in this one too small. I either cut the hole too big or too small. Okay. And then I get to the point I get frustrated and I just empty them all into the tray and let the tray do the work. You can use the stopper, so you could, if you wanted, tip them all straight into the tray and then use the stopper to tip them all in. But if you've just got a few, I'm trying cutting the whole corner off. If you've just got a few, then using the corner of the tray is actually easier. We've got a little bit of static in these. Not too bad, but it's just making a few of them stubborn. So I'm just trying to push them out. Joys of resin diamonds. Static. Okay, 3, 8, 2, 4. And I'm just going for the straight across cut now, in the hope that the air being able to get in the top part will make it easier. I am more likely to have an accident and make a mess. But so far, we're doing good. Okay, 9, 1, 2. And then sometimes I don't cut it far down enough. It has been a while, I think, since I've worked on something that is more pastel than bright. This painting was on my wish list for quite a while. And I think I saw somebody post a picture of their completed one. And quite often, as good as the images are on websites, the images are great, the rendering is great. Though sometimes I'm a very visual person. I just can't see it the same until all of a sudden somebody will post a picture of one they've completed, and it just speaks to me in a different way. It really does. It doesn't even have to necessarily be the full painting. Sometimes it can just be a section of it. I ended up picking up what turned out to be, I should have checked the size, but what turned out to be a really big painting from Dreamer Designs, Supernova. I think it's called Supernova. It's in my stash to do, but it is a really, really big, bright rainbow sun. And it was actually seeing it completed that made me want it. And I say, this one was on my wish list. It just became a need when I saw the picture, and it was out of stock. So I set a notice to be advised when it was back in stock. And as soon as it was, I just bought it. And it's been in my stash ever since. It's definitely been a want. It's not been one that's pushed its way to the front of the queue until now. I think June Waffle is a perfect time to do a painting that you're excited to do. It can also be a perfect time to finish up some paintings. I know a lot of people in June Waffle have decided to do complete like finish up their stash paintings. That reminds me, I will set up in the Facebook group. In our Facebook group, I will set up a post a day for you to post your progress on your June Waffle. There are no rules for June Waffle. I will be doing some giveaways, but I will sort that out part way through the month. Just because I've actually got a weekend away with hubby when this first starts, and I'm trying to prioritise getting, of course, the videos up and ready for you, or at least I will be the few days before we go. I'll be prioritising getting those videos ready. So yeah, I will be doing a giveaway. I will announce it at some point during June Waffle. I will let you guys know how to enter. So don't send any separate emails, whatever else. You will be told in one of the June Waffle days how to enter the giveaway and what I'm doing the giveaway for. I normally do a giveaway for a few different paintings from a few different companies. Paintings that I've either purchased or been gifted and done unboxings on. It actually varies. I do sometimes, quite often, I have put into the giveaway paintings from my own stash. I actually have a couple of paintings that were never claimed from December's giveaway. I did a huge giveaway last December. But I did have a couple that no matter how many emails and things I sent, they didn't get back to me. And by the time I'd given them plenty of time, it was just easier to move it into this time's giveaway. So yeah, there will be lots of different paintings and things as giveaways, which will be mentioned, as I say, in June Waffle. Don't email me, because I'm not going to tell you. It's not going to make anything happen any quicker. It will happen at some point during June Waffle. There will be a video a day. So I will be posting a video a day at 4 p.m. BST, British Summertime. So my usual time for posting a video. Any of my videos tend to go up at 4 p.m. So whatever time that is in your area of the world. This is hard because there's a crease in the plastic. Yeah, so they will be going up at 4 p.m. and we will diamond paint a section a day. It's up to you whether you complete a full diamond painting within June Waffle, whether you use June Waffle. As I say, some people use it to finish up some whips. So if you're somebody that likes to start a project and never quite gets to finish it, because either another exciting diamond painting comes along or you have a painting that you need to do for somebody's birthday, whatever excuse you want to tell yourself. If you have paintings like that, June Waffle can be a really nice time to sort of spring clean out those projects. Get them finished, diamond painting just a little bit each day. If you've got multiple projects, vary what project you do. Maybe use a decision wheel like I do. These are so static. Maybe use a decision wheel like I do and spin the wheel as to which painting you're working on that day, and get some of those projects finished up. Or start a new project but try to finish it in June. The main idea behind June Waffle, if finishing a full painting is too much, if finishing some whips is too much, the main thing for June Waffle is to get a little bit of me time each day. And if you can, watch the video and have a little bit of a chat with friends each day. It's all about taking a bit of time for yourself. I like to finish a painting from start to finish because I just think it's nice for you guys to watch. It's not very often. I try to keep key parts of paintings for Whip and Waffles, like when I finish one, I try to make sure that if I can, I time it to finish on an actual waffle, but it's not always possible. That one, I am actually just going to shove a piece of dry sheet in because that was horrific. So I'm going to try and calm those down. Yeah, the main thing I ask for anybody in the June Waffle is to take a little bit of me time each day throughout the month of June. It doesn't have to be a lot. If it is just going and taking a nice hot bubble bath. If you've got lots of young kids, it could just be go in the loo on your own. I remember those days. Thank goodness mine are older now. But yeah, just a little bit of me time each day. If you can diamond paint along, absolutely fantastic. But you don't have to. So let me know in the comments, what are you doing during June Waffle? And if you can't join in one day, you know, life happens, then that's fine. You don't even have to play catch up. Doesn't matter if you've not finished your painting by the end of June. It will not stop us having a bit of fun. It will not stop, you know, you guys being able to watch these videos in any way, shape or form. They will be there for you to watch. I often see by the comments, some people watch past June Waffles. So maybe they're diamond painting, trying to complete a section a day. Some people actually watch this year's June Waffle and last year's. Because maybe they have a bigger section per day, or maybe they diamond paint a little bit slower than I do. I am quite fast at diamond painting, I will say. Like, I've picked up speed, and doing things like using my tray storage will actually speed me up even more. So some people watch this year's June Waffle and last year's. While I'm diamond painting, they watch the two and just chat and comment and all sorts during the whole time. Right, these ones, sorry, these are really static again, which is fine. Resin diamonds are, they're just not as easy to deal with when they're in these packets and staticky. But I've actually managed to get to the like full bags, and it looks like I might be able to use up my extra stickers after all, because I'm potentially going to have 2 pots. Right, this one can have a little bit of tray sheet as well. You can calm yourself down, my lady. Right, I put my stickers away, didn't I? Stickers! Let's get out these. So 353. Let's pop that one on there. Now I am just going to put the extras at the back of my case for now. I might shuffle them all up when I'm done, because that might actually work a little bit better, but let's not do that now. Let's get some diamonds in some pots. Okay, 3823. This one also looks like it's going to be a full one, and it looks like I have 2 bags of that brown, which is a little bit different to 2 bags of 310, and I'm not going to argue. Because it's pastel colours, I reckon the brown will have the same sort of effect as potentially 310 would. quite a bit of static, so it's definitely easier to put them into the tray when dealing with these cut apart packets. And I'm just going to rub my dryer sheet on because I am putting them onto plastic and wanting them to behave. So rub my dryer sheet on my tray, and I am going to use the stopper end for this one because there is a lot more diamonds and some of them are jumping out already. There's only one that's stuck. And I can always look down the end and confirm there is only one that's stuck and two that have fell on the floor. Well, couldn't find where I put this then. So 3823, 3823. So let's bob that on there. Okay, well at least I ended up emptying that sheet. We'll have a clear out of rubbish. Okay, 3857. I am actually going to need two more for these because the other bags in the same size didn't fit into one. So these are not going to fit into two because I've got two bags. So I'll do two more stickers ready. Just cut open one. And I think we have static in these too. Yeah. So some of them are coming out really easily, but can you see the last few that are all sort of stuck up the side? That's just the static. So we will do our best to get in the pot what we can. So some of them are jumping, and then I'm just going to get the rest into the tray just to keep them contained. And then I'm going to do the second one before we then clean up. These might actually need more because that is more than half a tub. I might need another one. I will need another one. I'm actually going to need a third pot. If there was no static, I could possibly, at a very big push, squeeze them into 3 pots, maybe. But I would be, you know, pushing it on the filling of them. And really, it's just not worth the messing. Okay, right, they're all out the packets. They're all over the place. Let's move that forward. I'll put them on the back row and I'll do my reshuffling afterwards. But let's get the 2 pots that are full out the way. Write another label before I forget what the number is. Get my rogue diamonds together. You always get loads of extras, so if I'm to lose any, it's not a huge deal. And I'm just tapping. They're sticking to the tray due to the static, but if I can get them into the spout, I can hit the tray harder, which tends to make them move most of the time. So hit the tray harder once they're in the spout. A couple of them have jumped out, so I'm actually just going to wet my finger and pop those in. because dampening them can also sort of get rid of potential static. Right, we'll have no static in this strip, please. Yes, no static in this big long strip. That would be good. Okay, let me get the numbers the right way up. So there is a lot less of these. Now, if I was kitting this up without it being sort of kitted up a couple of weeks before actually doing it, and you know, if I worked from my spare tray storage all the time, then I probably, this colour, wouldn't need to put it in a pot at all. It could go straight into the tray. There really is not that many diamonds at all. It didn't listen to me about static. But yeah, there is really not a lot of diamonds at all in this. Most of them are climbing up the sides. They're nowhere near that high up. But for the purposes of the June Waffle and the fact that I kit up a couple of weeks before I start the June Waffle so that everybody else can kit up with me, for the sake of a sticker, it's worth it. Because I can just pop these diamonds on a shelf, all kitted up, and then just get excited to start June Waffle. Because I love June Waffle season. I absolutely love chatting about all sorts of stuff. It's amazing the amount of topics that we have collectively chatted about, from, I'm trying to think of a few different topics that we've chatted over Whip and Waffles and over events. We've had Woolworths and how Woolworths is actually different in a few different countries compared to what I know in the UK as Woolworths. We have chatted about hankies. That's a recent one. Hankies, and as a child having your nose wiped with various articles of clothing. That's been one. Quite a few, so quite a lot of different topics. Oh, there's a couple of brown there. Oh well, you're too late, matey. You're not going to shine on a painting forever due to your misbehaviour. Does anybody else talk to their diamonds? Just me? Sometimes you have to talk to them. I like to think that they are static because they are excited to get on a painting. Though those two brown ones got a little bit too excited to be able to take part. They got naughty excited rather than giddy excited. So they don't get to play. Right, 3, 7, 6, 6. I love this colour. I love this colour as a diamond dust as well. It makes a beautiful colour. I think this was what I had on my mystery painting. I think this colour. And I used my spares on a paint gem set. Yeah. One of my faves. Not many of them though. Not many of them, but we are on the small sets of diamonds now. So I probably wouldn't have put these into pots. These would have been just enough to go straight into a tray. Though it can be easier. And this is a benefit because I've only done the tray. I think it was last June Waffle. I did it all straight from trays for the painting. Or was it? No, it might have been the December Advent. I did it straight from the tray storage, or maybe both. Mine's gone. But one benefit is when I am finished doing it all, I can put any remaining diamonds back into the pots. So I am just dekitting from the pots. It really depends on how quick I'm able to dekit the painting after finishing it for June Waffle. I haven't scheduled in a dekitting yet, so maybe I should schedule it in and I can do it straight from the trays. But if you like to bulk dekit, I remember seeing a post on our Facebook group of somebody with their spare storage all out and a few cases piled ready to dekit, saying, why do I wait? And I can feel it, but overall it will save time. But it is a sort of sit down with a brew or a stiffer drink when you're doing quite a few at once. I recently did 3 Paint Gen mini kits at once, and yes, it was quicker. Some numbers only had to open the bag once, but it can take a bit when you've got pots coming from here, there and everywhere, and you're trying to dekit them in an organised fashion. Doesn't always work out. So yeah, we'll see how I dekit this one. That's an end of June question. Okay, 3726. We are getting there with this long strip. Trying to avoid any sort of, you know, where the bag's been folded up in the kit. It's been folded in there for quite a while because I've had this one in my stash for quite a while. Trying to avoid the folds so that the diamonds have a nice straight edge to go into the pot from. I love kitting up a painting though. Does anybody else feel excited when kitting up a painting? I'm feeling excited about June Waffle when kitting this up, more so. Not more than any other painting, but just more so maybe than the likes of my Paint Gen minis, because while I absolutely love my Paint Gen minis, there is a different level of excitement when I know that I am going to have this painting finished by the end of June. And it's going to look stunning. I'm wondering, actually now, I have 2 of my tray storage up on my wall. Hubby put them up for me last weekend, but there is a space above them, and I haven't put my other tray storage up there because I'm short, and that would involve like stepping on stools and chairs and leaning over stuff to get any trays down from there, and I would rather have easy access. But it does make me wonder if this painting would fit up there. I don't know, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. We don't have tall ceilings, so we'll have to see. 832. I was looking at 823 then, thinking I already have diamonds in that. Have I kitted up the wrong one? No, I just can't read. Can you read, Captain? Okay, 3706. Ba-boom. I'm trying to beat my battery going flat and get to the end of this strip. 605. Ah, these are going in rather nicely. There's hope for the rest of them. Right, I shouldn't have mentioned my battery at all. I knew the minute I mentioned it, it would not let me get to the end of that row. Anyway, gave me a chance to go and grab a brew because Anybody that's watched this channel for a while knows. That's how I get through the day. Anyway, home stretch on this. Yeah, sorry, my brain is pretty much always going a mile a minute, but I was like, oh, do I do my trays now? Do I sort of pull them all together and stuff? But I know it will cause me chaos for the next 2 weeks. So, no. I'm going to put the stickers on just before we start June Waffle. Like, once I am ready for this desk to be June Waffle for a month. So I'll put them on the desk then. I've already shown how I'm going to do the stickers. I will show you what the trays look like. I can't remember if my daughter is due home from uni. She sort of makes her mind up each week. So I don't quite, there's not a definite time. But I am pretty sure she is due home from uni soon. She's nearly finished sort of for the year, though she does have a couple of what they call 24-hour exams, which I don't know whether it's just the course that she's doing. I'm guessing so. Two of my other daughters never did them. But basically she has a 24-hour exam in 1 or 2 parts of her course. I'm not sure, but I know she has a couple of 24-hour exams, and basically they are given a topic. I don't know if it's her ancient history or Egyptology, words, side of things. But yeah, they're given a topic and then they have 24 hours to basically write an essay. So it's all the reading, gathering of sources and writing of said essay. Hence being given 24 hours, because she normally spends a lot longer on essays otherwise, albeit spread out rather than focused. So yeah, I think she's coming home for that, so that I can help keep her motivated to get it completed rather than being on her own at uni. Right, my diamonds are in. Those last few were actually really nice to get in. The last ones in the tubs didn't give me any bother. So to put my stickers and stuff away, I have pretty much as much as possible handy to this desk, so that I can just grab and tuck them away, all the sorts of bits that I'm constantly reaching for in videos and stuff. So I do want to move these about and get these ones sneaked in. So we're going to move those 4 up, and I know I'm going to have to move 3865 to the top. Then we have 3857. I'm actually going to put the small pot first and try and use that up. Then we've got, no, 23, not 32. 3823, and then we've actually got 353, which of course is right here. And of course, it also goes on to a second line. So we'll scoot all these up. Now, do I put it there? See, part of me says yes, and part of me says no, because I will think that 355 and stuff moves up there. So I'm actually going to keep them on 2 separate lines, and I will just use whichever pot whichever part of the line I look at. But they are in order. Once I have emptied one of these, I will take the sticker off, so it'll stop me looking for it. I still have my stickers for putting on my trays, and I have a rather big diamond painting. Biggest, I think I've just kept getting bigger every June Waffle. Last year I did a 40 by 50, I think it was, and it was a square. So this one is round, so it will be quicker, and I am going to multi-place. So I am sticking with doing this one. So yeah, join me for June Waffle. No hard and fast rules. It is all about getting that little bit of me time and trying to do it every day throughout the month of June. In an ideal world, we would all get our set amount of me time every single day, but life doesn't happen that way. However, it is doable in a lot of circumstances to get a little bit of time each day when you're just doing it for a month. So month of June, and again December, I love to do an event, and I'm really excited to get this one done. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget, what are you doing for June Waffle? Do you have a different craft project? Are you doing a full painting? Are you doing a clear up of some whips? Or are you just going to diamond paint each day and carry on with whatever painting you've got going on? And when you've finished, de-kit and kit up. Whatever it is that you're doing, you are more than welcome to come and listen to me waffle for however long it takes for me to do a section per day. But I'll be here at 4 p.m. BST every day for the month of June. So I will speak to you all again soon.